Alright, here we go. This is a 2v2 on Thar. This is a ranked match between the green team in the upper left-hand corner, Valinor and the Neo, the Shark Neo, and boomhower in the green sea bomber. And the bottom right-hand corner, the blue team, punktronica in the steampunk Osprey, and rigelglen in the Shark Neo. So they are going with levelers and generators here. There are 2 levelers and 2 generators for blue team, and they have pre-made their socketable money makers for this side. Actually, this side only has 1 socket, so I think they are a little bit misplaced here. But right now, boomhower and Valinor they are going the typical moneymaker build with 1 generator pre-made. That's a little bit unorthodox, but not really that impactful. They have pre-made a lunchbox, and boomhower going straight for the close upper right hand, but Rigel really quick to respond, getting boomhower very low on life. Punktronica is also here to help. Valinor also here. They are able to neutralize this outpost, but they do not have enough infantry to be able to take it. There are only 2 lights up, and right now boomhower does get taken out by that Seeker. Valinor pushing pretty hard for mid. He has 4 tanks over here, 2 Longhorns and 2 Dillos, and right now boomhower has still not respawned. Okay, it just has respawned. Is bringing soldiers or creeps over for the mid and is going to start trying to take out the rest of these units. Rigel coming over here does see what they're doing. Punktronica also the same thing, setting up the artillery. They are firing into this area, and Rigel is shooting in front. He's actually sort of meat shielding here, but not really. And Rigel does drop below the bridge, and boomhower and Valinor have lost this mid outpost. There are 3 lights up, but I don't know how long they'll stay up. Valinor coming with more probes and relighting up, and he does get him, but boomhower does go down to Rigel right there. And Valinor is here alone trying to keep this outpost. There aren't that many units over here for green anymore. Blue has pushed very hard on their side. And, Rigel has... not... Oh, okay, he does go down there. He had very low health. Valinor was able to catch him. And now Valinor and Boom are here just against Punktronica, but Punktronica with a really good line here of units. He has a lot of Seekers and 2 artillery. He is forced to retreat them. There are tanks going up this bridge for green. Rigel hitting the EMP and slowing down their attack rate, but boomhower doing some bombing, is diving a little bit headfirst into the Seeker right here and does go down with the Seeker behind him. Valinor is here once again alone. He's queuing up Jackals. I'm assuming he'll try to just send that for distracting. Punk and Rigel actually both going down. And Valinor here to try to get these artillery, and he does make it back in time to his outpost. And Valinor putting them down, the Jackals defensively, probably just in case any heavy infantry drops come, it will be much easier to deal with those Jackals sitting there. And right now boomhower going for the bottom base, and he actually does get it. This is completely in green's control now. There are no more neutrals over here except for the Seeker. And right now Rigel dropping in front of the mid outpost, and this Jackal is firing away at these soldiers, and actually they do get taken down. There is only 1 here left, and there is a lot of tank micro going on over here to be able to keep this. And Punktronica coming with more soldiers. He is dropping them over here. They are also going to get under fire from these tanks, but they are very cheap to do this kind of level of harass. And there are 2 bulbs down already for green. And Valinor doing the defensive probes that is so effective here against that kind of an infantry spam play. Just when you're just trying to take out bulbs, it's just so cheap to replace them with probes, especially in the heat of battle when it's necessary. Valinor with the Jackal again hailing it up, and boomhower defending this outpost pretty well. He doesn't have that many units on the incoming creep side, but he is using his own melee to be able. Okay, and then he does move a armadillo on that side. If it were me, I would probably just put both on that side, just because its infantry drops are not that effective against a bomber, and boomhower has been taking this outpost. But Valinor is trying to go for this island. The island is so valuable with those 3 sockets, and right now they are. Oh, I thought blue was going for that for the upper right base, but they are not. They are actually still just defending what they can. Valinor shooting down all these infantry coming in. There are not that many units over here at mid anymore for blue, or for green. But as you can see, there are no units over here for blue on this side. They do not they have not they have retreated all their units from the mid battle, and boomhower dropping a lot of armadillo here. There are only two or there's two bulbs left over here for green, but he does relight them with the defensive infantry. Punktronica just kind of chilling right there. Really should do something. Oh man, Punktronica looks like he's AFK. Oh, he moves a little bit. But yeah, he is still just really not doing much. Okay, now him and Rigel are coming over here to this bottom outpost, but Valinor has been able to take this island, has not been able to sock in any units, but it is a factory, does increase build speed, does increase income, and right now map control is in green's favor, very greatly in green's favor. These two Dillos getting dropped, getting killed pretty quickly. There are no artillery firing into this area for blue, is what I kind of would expect, but you do see one in queue for Punktronica. But the thing is, there is not, I mean, they really need more, way more than that. This one artillery that possibly will come out for this area, which is now, they really need to start, I mean, kind of spamming them, to be honest. And they are sending this small Dillo push in here. I would have probably tried to get more of an all-in for these units on this side. These units over here actually aren't doing anything except for the artillery, so it is kind of a waste of having them here instead of maybe supporting that push. But Valinor, actually boomhower with the bombs, and Valinor putting moneymakers and a generator down over here on this island, getting much more ahead. When you are ahead, just get more ahead, and that is what they're doing. They are keeping the control, keeping all the resources to, you know, they are using the sockets to the best, you know, maximum amount. Boomhower going down, a little overextending his bombing there, but Rigel also doing the same thing to Valinor, or no, not Rigel, Punktronica getting taken out by Valinor, and yeah, there aren't many units over here for blue anymore. Green really has a lot of control in this area, and actually green doesn't have as many units as they previously did as well, but they do have this outpost here, and they are trying to fight the battle closer to the outpost they own than green is to their fort. Artillery coming out here, and one, is that two? Looks like two. No, just one Aegis, but there is an Aegis here, which kind of symbolizes more of a controlling play here if they can afford to have one down. Rigel does get EMP'd. Valinor is chasing him down, will get this kill, and Punktronica is the only one left over here for his team, for his side. More artillery going down for green. They are just smashing these clumpy units over here, but these artillery actually did get taken down by blue. But this outpost is very well surrounded, and even though blue pushes more units, I'm not really sure how well they can take this without massing a significantly greater force than green. Rigel with the bombs doing a quick bombing run. I don't know what he's going to decide to hit. There's only a single Artie there, or Archie, that he decides to go for, and that really is a waste of money, especially because boomhower just picked it up and healed it. But he didn't reposition it. Oh, he kind of did, and it is firing into this clumpy units. Punktronica healing up what he can, but there are two green. No, a lot of exchange here. Boomhower and rigelglen going down in that fight. But now Valinor bringing the Berthas out, and Punktronica also queuing up Berthas of his own. This is probably going to be the battle on this side, but boomhower doing a quick drop here. Rigel is here to respond. He doesn't get the EMP, but boomhower is able to get away, and these are not really going to do much. Now Goliath right here in the face of all these units. Two Goliaths. This is terrifying for anyone to see two Goliaths in front of their reliable cluster of units that they've created, and almost all blue units go down there. There is only one Bertha firing in. Punktronica forced to reposition, and boomhower going down. Rigel did really not need to get that EMP off. He just needed to shoot him down, but he does kill him with the EMP because boomhower had like 1% life there. Rigel doing another flyby, but all those units have been pretty much taken out. This lone Bertha over here trying to fire into these Goliath, but I'm not really sure how effective that's going to be with a single Bertha. Now boomhower reinforcing these bunkers with creeps. He is starting to make his clump of units over on this side. Punktronica trying to do some salvage, but does not have much time to do that with all of this green pressure coming. And Valinor and boomhower have much better control of this area now, especially with those Goliaths coming out on the field. Rigel does have the level 7, but he does not have any Goliaths. Punktronica has both late game units for this team. There are no grinders on the loadouts for any of these 4 players, which pretty much used to be the meta like 2 weeks ago, just grinder play. But this game changes so much, so fast, and I would say for the better, that it is just a little hard to keep up with. Valinor getting EMP'd, but dropping in those rocks, being able to get away from Rigel's fire, and does get back to his outpost. Now, Punktronica has 3 Berthas out over here, is microing them around, but they are getting under fire from Berthas of Green's side as well. There is an Archie out also. I would think that would be kind of a sold to make Bertha, and Valinor does get out of there. He was under heavy fire from Rigel, but does not get taken out there. Now Rigel dropping over here, getting the EMP, getting the rear attack on this Goliath. Will this be saved? No. But boomhower over here does take this outpost. Wow, I completely missed that. But this does go to green. So many tanks dropped over here. Now Rigel and Punk actually also missed it as well, obviously. They have completely lost this outpost. This Bertha is firing in, but I mean, what can Rigel do? Even though he gets all 4 of these infantry in, there's only one bulb up for green. More infantry going in for green. They do take this outpost, and now full map control. Every single outpost except for the fort has gone to blue, or sorry, has gone to green, has gone to Valinor and boomhower, and Punktronica and Rigel have pretty much no choice now but to try to either do a close drop and take an outpost of themselves on their for themselves on this side of the map, which actually none of these are really defended. There are 2 armadillos on this side and 1 tank, 1 longhorn on one side on this outpost there. Mid still fairly well defended. A random artillery not getting used effectively there, but this huge line of Berthas here firing into Blue's cluster of units over here by their outpost, by the corner, dropping a single longhorn over there that kind of is asking for it just to get killed. Rigel forced to turn and burn, has yes, that longhorn did go down, and right now Rigel is trying to retake this outpost. Boomhower finishing off that longhorn that was dropped, smoking black, and now Boomhower putting more infantry into this outpost. There are too many units over here for green, and blue really can't deal with it just because of the sheer number over here right now. And Rigel trying to do what he can, but has to force the cloak away. Does run out of life and does almost get taken down. So close to getting taken down by a bomber. You know, look at this line of, look at this big clump of units. So many Berthas and so many hats. And there's a Goliath. Well, okay, yeah, there is a Goliath here in front to tank as much damage from the front as it can. And yeah, all of Blue's units are concentrated right here. They're trying to move them out of the way of the Bertha fire, which gives green an opening to right here. Exactly what this is done right now. They dropped a Goliath in the open area that has been created because of the void that the Berthas have you know, that it's a result of the Berthas that there's a huge void next to Green's base, and Boomhower dropping another Goliath back facing the column. Really great positioning, and that will pretty much control this island. Rigel trying to shoot that Goliath down, but that will take kind of forever, especially with a Neo. And this is just textbook play from Green Team, from Valinor and Boomhower. It's just effective use of artillery, leapfrogging, you know, pressure, and it's just very, very something that everyone can pretty much learn from. Bertha's going out down here in this side. They do have this upper ground, this higher ground here, and this single longhorn will pretty much do nothing. Blue is starting to push out. There are no more units in front of the base. If I were green, I'd pretty much just start to push out also. Blue has the disadvantage coming from that side, and actually most of their units are getting taken out right now. Boomhower trying to bomb over here. Gets the front of this line, starting to put down Goliath. Has T99s in queue. T99's pretty cost effective now, especially since they've been tweaked and balanced. This line is coming out, but nothing is really getting through. This bottleneck on this bridge is really hurting this push, and Punktronica has left. This probably will go pretty quick now. I don't know if Rigel's going to stay, but this push for Blue has really been completely nullified. And Valinor asking if Punk DC'd, my guess is probably no. I would guess that was an RQ, but we'll, you know, up to speculation here. Boomhower and Valinor finishing off, completely cleaning up everything there. There are 2 Berthas left here, and that will probably get killed very quickly, especially by this Longhorn drop in Valinor and Boomhower over in this area. And right now, Rigel is respawning. I didn't even really catch that that kill. Boomhower and Boomhower and Valinor have so many units now that, and if you look at Blue's base, I mean, there's nothing. They should just drop a couple goalies and be done with it, really. Yeah, Valinor dropping killing this Longhorn that was dropped. The creeps are going out, but Rigel getting that EMP off on those creeps, and Valinor. I'm not really sure if he's trying to win. I mean, obviously, Rigel knows that this is kind of, oh, and he does get taken out of it. Yeah, it is kind of pointless. I mean, he won't be able to come back from this, especially from extreme high caliber players like Valinor and Boomhower. But as a good sportsman, like he always is, Rigel is staying till the end. Punktronica's bot does go down. There are so many units here for green. If they just moved these like this right here, just right there next to it, that would pretty much end the game. There's nothing pretty much that even maybe 5 players could could do about it. But right now, Valinor and Boomhower just flying around and shooting, making more units. Boomhower is bringing Goliath to this area. I do not know why they are not just pushing into the fort. And there is this Goliath shooting directly at it. Boomhower doing Mantis Strike. Valinor with a Bertha in support. Not really needed. But Rigel dropping a Longhorn in the back of this Goliath. Does get taken out very quickly. Same thing with this Longhorn. And Rigel just doing some shooting and flying. And this is going to spell the end of the game for Blue. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. Lots of action, lots of creeps, lots of Goliaths, lots of units, lots of mech fire. Boomhower with a Mantis Strike. And this game does go to green. Boomhower and Valinor do take it from Punktronica and rigelglen. This is RUI, and that's game. See you next time.